Ladies and gentlemen, whilst you're waiting here, sorry to disturb you, I came here yesterday asking out loud like this, where exactly do Barclays get their money from? And I've been on a quest to try and find out where these banks get their money from. And as of yet, no member of staff at Barclays, or in fact no people who are staying in the queue, have actually been able to tell me where they get their money from, which is a little bit worrying when you think about it, because really we should know where they're getting it from, do you know what I mean? And they should really know. I mean, it's not like there's thousands of products here. I mean, if you went to John Lewis and you asked them where they got some, you know, trinket from, you'd expect them to know. You expect them to, you know, be able to go and look, because they've got a lot of products. But here at Barclays Bank, these guys, not even the manager, seems to know where they get their money from that they supposedly lend to us. Or are they lending it? Because some people say that they create it out of thin air and then they pretend to lend it to us when we ask for it, but they then, of course, if we don't pay them back, they come and steal our properties away. This is an interesting theory, isn't it? So is there anybody that works here that can tell me? Anybody that works here, madam, sir, could you tell me where you get your money from? I'm still trying to find out. You still?
I'm serving the customer. If you want to take a seat, or someone will help you.
Someone will help me?
If you want to go and take a seat, someone
will
help
you.
Yeah?
You can't just tell me quickly where you get it from?
With the customer.
Okay.
If you don't mind,
but can I just ask you? I understand, but do you know? Do you know where?
I'm telling you.
Yes.
If you want to take a seat, if you want to get answered, you will be answered. If you take a seat, please. Yeah?
Really?
I'm with the customer.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Is that because you can't answer my question?
Whatever you want to set it out. Stop filming, please.
Sorry, you've got a big sign that says cameras are recording. Excuse me, hold on a second. You've got a sign that says cameras are recording. You've got cameras all over the place. You didn't ask for our permission, did you? It's a bit of a double standard, isn't it? Anybody here, any of the people here in the queue, do you know where they get their money from? Anybody? No? Nobody can help? What? They print it in the back, right? They get printed. Thank you. Gentlemen, for the second day in a row, I went into Barclays and asked them, does anybody know where they get their money from? And once again, I got blank stares. They were upset that we were filming in there when they've got dozens of cameras all over the place. Nobody seems to know where these banks get their money from, which is quite mysterious considering it's not like they've got a lot of products, is it? They've only got money. Do you know what I mean? You should have thought that the first thing they teach you when you become a banker is where you get your money from, although probably there's a very good reason why they don't teach the members of staff at Barclays where they get their money from, because if they found out, they might get a bit upset that actually it's created out of thin air on a computer. When you go and borrow it from them, they just create it out of thin air. Apparently, I don't know, maybe not, I don't know, but I haven't got a straight answer from one manager of any major UK bank, and Barclays, of course, no better than anybody else. I've been to NatWest, I've been to Royal Bank of Scotland, and none of these managers know where they get their money from. Now, if you think about that a little bit, it's a little bit troubling, isn't it? Because we go in and borrow it from there, but how do you know you're not handling stolen goods, eh? How do you know that the money is, where does it come from? And all this money, it's all on computers. So someone somewhere, for all you know, can just press a button and put some digits in their account. They ain't going to be putting it in your account, are they? No, they're not, because you have to stand and queue at the machine and work to pay all your bills to get the money. But they don't. Where do they get their money from? Not one of them seems to know. Does anybody here know where Barclays get their money from? Do you know?
Overseas.
Overseas? Well, that's very vague. What do you mean overseas?
Over there.
Over there. That direction. Somewhere over there.
Yes, they get money from lending it out.
They get money from lending it out. What does that mean? Can you explain what that means?
I'm still afraid.
You don't really know, do you? Let's be honest.
Tell me.
You know how to play the guitar probably, but you don't know where to get them. I don't know. This is, I've just been in there asking them where they get their money from, and they don't know. So I was hoping you'd maybe be able to elucidate.
Only the same as you. I think we give them money.
We give them the money, yes.
Put money in it.
Yeah, we put money in there.
They lend some of the money.
They lend some of it out. Where do they get the rest of it from?
From someone very white.
Someone very white.
Someone very white.
Someone.
They get interest.
They lend out money, they get interest.
The interest is what props them up.
And the interest is what props them up.
To invest it in the arms industry.
To invest it in the arms industry, yes, that's true, very good. Yes, I don't think that's the full picture though, is it? Because they don't get all their money from interest, do they? Where do they get the initial money that they lend out? Because they can lend out a lot more money than they have on deposit. They don't in fact lend out the money that's on deposit. They get it from somewhere else. Where do they get it from?
Is it us putting it in?
No, it's not from us putting it in. They don't lend us our money out. They get it from somewhere else, but nobody in the bank knows, and nobody going in there knows, and nobody's asking them. So this is what I'd like to suggest you do, ladies and gentlemen. Instead of spending that fake money on crap you don't need, and instead of giving them and going in there and go in there, all of you, at least once a week, it's not a lot to ask, and just go up and say, can I speak to the manager? Can you tell me where you get the money from? I say it's really good fun, right? Because you'll see them go, we get it from various sources, or we get it from people who put their deposits in. No, you don't, and they don't know. The people that work in here do not know where they get their money from, because only the people right at the top know where the money comes from, not you lot, and not the people that work here. Unless someone here actually can explain to me fully, I mean, that's what that lady said, it was perhaps a small part of it. Can anybody explain fully where money comes from and how it's created? Sir, you look quite cool. Do you know where money comes from and how it's created?
You.
Me? I wish. Would I be dressed like this if I knew where money came from? No, so we're still looking for anybody. Do you know where money comes from, Mr. Taxi Driver?
Bank of England.
The Bank of England, is it? Is that where it comes from? And where do they get it from?
Who gives a fuck as long as I can spend it?
Who gives an F as long as you can spend it? Well, you see, ladies and gentlemen, that kind of attitude is the problem, you see. That is the problem, you see, because he's prepared, obviously, to work. He looks like a working man. I assume he's a working man. If he's not, why is he wearing high-vis trousers? But let's assume he's a working man, and that type of attitude is the problem. He doesn't care where it comes from, as long as he can get it out of the machine, work like a slave, and be able to spend it. That's the problem. Now, I want you to start doing some research, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know you, obviously you don't have to, but I want you to go into the banks and ask them, start giving them a hard time. Phone up your bank. Phone up your bank. Tell them, I'll tell you what, here's a fun thing you can do. Phone up Premier Banking. Say you'd like to borrow £1 million, you're a property dealer, and you just wanted to check where you get your money from before you borrow the money and watch them. Also, hold on a second, I'll just put you through to somebody else. I guarantee you that will happen probably several times before you get some pot saying, well, I don't exactly know, or trying to pretend that they know. We're still waiting. Does anybody here know, do you know where they get their money from? You look intelligent. They get it from the bank. No, I'm asking you where the bank get it from.
Cash machine.
Oh, they get it from the cash machine. Oh, so you just look intelligent. You've got that look, but not actually translate into... No. All right, fair enough. Anyway, do you know where money comes from, young man? I think you probably got... What?
I said we made it up as a
medium. We made it up.
Yes, sir.
That's right. We made it up as a medium of exchange. How come they can make it up and we can't make it up anymore? Are you going to be going to the machine to get your fake tokens?
Well, I need to buy something, don't I?
You need to buy something, getting your slave tokens. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is now going to queue up to get his slave tokens. Young man, apologies for your father. He's sort of stuck in a very weird system that makes up money, and he has to work like really hard so he can get some money out to pay for you. Isn't it a strange phenomenon, by the way? That's another thing you can ask them in the bank. How come we're the only species on the planet that has to pay just to live? Funny that, you know what I mean? You don't find, you know, eagles having to make sure they've got something in the bank before they go and get their prey. You don't find birds. Oh, sorry, you can't have that one. You can't have that one. You ain't got any money in the bank. Put that one down immediately. You don't find that with them, do you? Hands out your pockets, please, sir, for security purposes. You can't just do what you like. It leads to chaos. Oh, there's my dad again. Dad, you're the reason that I'm here in the first place. Who was that? Come out. Make yourself known. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's anybody working in the area, can I encourage you to come outside into the fresh air, get some sunshine? You're probably not doing any good for anyone anyway, especially if you work in the bank. Sorry, I can't hear you. You need a megaphone. What was that? Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like a leaflet about more and see what I do on YouTube, clearly that man doesn't want one, but if you do, please come and ask me for one. They did cost me 2p to make, and looking around here, I think it might be a bit of an over-investment for some of you, but if you really want one, please let me know. But everyone's going to see you coming up to that weird guy with a megaphone, and they're going to know that you're also a bit weird.